I own Shopify stock. It's currently my sixth largest position in my portfolio, worth about 4.4% of my overall portfolio. My average cost per shares right now is $1,095 per share. Today, it closed at $625 in aftermarket trading. On Monday, it closed at $512 a share. So it's gone up more than $100 per share in the last 2 trading days. That's more than 22%. So investors may be wondering, what should you do? Should you buy more now? Has it bounced and it's going to keep going up? Or should I sell now after it's gone up so much in such a short time before maybe it's going to drop again? In this video, I'm going to answer 3 questions. Number 1, should I consider selling after it's rallied so much in such a short time? Number 2, what is Cathie Wood doing? Is she buying more Shopify stock now? A lot of us care what Cathie does, and that's a valid question. And number 3, should I be buying more Shopify stock now? And is that my plan? Shopify stock is a pretty popular growth stock for people that pick their own growth companies to invest in. It's a good company with a great business model. And in case you're not familiar with Shopify the company, let me give you a brief intro. If you have no internet presence and you're starting a business, or if you do have an internet presence but no e-commerce platform, and you want to create an online shop, an e-commerce website where people can make purchases, Shopify is a great solution. It's a great way to go. There are certainly competitors out there, other platforms that allow you to do similar things, but Shopify has a great offering. Before trying my hand at YouTube, I've done different things online, like learning to build websites. And along the way, I started my own drop shipping website at one point, and I used Shopify. It's been a few years, but going from memory with no idea what I was doing, I think I had my Shopify account up and running within maybe 3 to 5 hours. Again, that's with zero experience and having never really built anything online. The great thing about their business model is that you can start small and scale up, and they have all kinds of different features that they can charge you for as you get bigger and bigger as a company. And there's really no ceiling to how high you can go. Shopify can help you scale your company as high and as big as you can grow it, and they're happy to charge you along the way. One of the fantastic things about this business model is once you've built your platform with them, it would be excruciating to change platforms. And so it's a very sticky business. All right, so let's talk about those 3 questions. Based on how much the stock price has fallen over the last few months, and now that it's rallied 22% plus in just 2 trading days, should I consider selling my Shopify stock? These times when your stocks are trending down, when the market is discouraging and everything seems to be falling, these times are when your resolve is tested. Do you really believe in this company? Do you really believe in their long-term plan? Do you believe that their business model is going to allow them to continue to grow over the long term? If you don't know the answers to these questions, watching the stock price fall day after day, month after month, is heartbreaking, frustrating, stressful, saddening. It can be infuriating. It makes investors lose sleep at night. It makes some investors panic sell. The cure for this is research. The more you know about the company, it affects how you feel about the company as the stock price changes. If you feel stressed out, sad, upset, worried, those kinds of feelings, that means you don't know enough about the company for how much you've invested in it. Now, the research could be done before you buy the stock or while you're buying the stock, but you need to understand what you're investing in. So when the stock price is crashing, when it's gradually fading lower and lower, you have to ask yourself, do you really know as much about this company as you thought you did? When you're feeling worried, stressed out, or upset, you really only have two options. Number one is to sell. Either sell all of it or sell part of it. You're selling because you made the mistake of investing too much in something you didn't understand. If you only had $5 invested in this company, would you be losing sleep over it? Probably not. But you've invested too much in something that you aren't really sure you believe in long term. And so you should either sell part of it or all the position. Option number two is do the research now. Do it now, immediately. If you start researching about this company, in true research, truly trying to understand the company, both the positives and the negatives, not with the bias that because I've already invested, I'm going to fool myself into believing in it more. No, real research analyzing the pros and the cons, the strengths and the weaknesses, the opportunities and the challenges. When you do that kind of research, very quickly you're either going to begin to feel better and more confident in your investment, or you're going to start to realize that you didn't understand this company before, and indeed you should start selling the stock, or at least looking for an opportunity to sell. Those are your only two options. In some cases, you might not be willing to do the research, to really dive in. In that case, cut your losses. The mistake is already made that you invested in something you didn't understand, and you should stop. If this is you, then you could pick a worse time to sell. I mean, the stock has come back up 22% in 2 days. This might be the best opportunity you see for a while. I don't know what the stock is going to do next week or over the next month. The answer to this question for myself is simple. I believe in Shopify long term. I understand the company well enough to know that I'm completely comfortable holding 4.4% of my portfolio in this stock for the long term. I'm okay if it drops back down to 500 tomorrow. I'm okay if it goes lower, because I believe in the company long term. I've studied its fundamentals and I'm comfortable with it. But you shouldn't trust me or my knowledge of the stock. That's not your knowledge. You need to do the research for yourself. If you're going to sleep easy at night, you got to understand what you've invested in. The second question is Cathie Wood still buying Shopify stock? The reason I'll talk about this is because many retail investors like myself follow what Cathie chooses to invest in. They follow the ARK Invest funds, and depending on the choices she makes, sometimes the whole retail community seems to follow. Now, I don't just invest in Shopify because it's one of the things that Cathie believes in, but I do pay attention to the choices that she's making. Shopify stock currently holds the number 15 spot in the ARK fund, the main ARK Invest fund. And the short answer is yes. Cathie's most recent activity with Shopify has been purchases. If we look at the Shopify holdings chart that you can find on cathiesark.com, you can see that last summer their buying peaked. They began selling off shares and gradually decreased their number of shares over the next few months. Now, beginning in February, they have begun buying again. Between February 17th and the 22nd, ARK Invest made 3 purchases totaling about 43,500 shares. Now, for their fund size, this is a tiny purchase, but the point is they're back in buying mode. I believe that they're waiting for the right opportunity, and when they see that Shopify stock has confirmed a bounce and has really begun an uptrend, they will be buying again. So question number 3, should I be buying more Shopify stock myself? Now, this is a question that each of us as investors should be asking for ourselves. And the answer for me is that I have been buying recently while it's been down at this low rate, but I've only been buying in small amounts because it's continuing to trend down. And I'm not sure exactly when it's going to stop and go back up. I'm not convinced the pain is over yet, and so I don't want to allocate my full amount that I'd like to put in Shopify stock until I see that it is indeed on a new uptrend. As I see that being confirmed, I will want to allocate up to 5% of my portfolio in Shopify, and I will let the percentage grow from there as Shopify comes back. Now, no one can tell you exactly when the stock market is going to stop falling and start rising again. But as it does, start to look for opportunities to allocate more of your resources to stocks like Shopify that have a strong volatility. Because even though they crash really, really hard, when the market turns around and they start to run again, they usually rise stronger than the slow and steady stocks. I hope this video has helped you think about how you hold your positions and how you feel when the market is trending down. Whether you own Shopify stock now or in the future, I hope this helps you think about all of the different stocks that you own. Until next time, have a great day.